In this session today, I will teach you how to upgrade OS on Azure VM. We have here Windows Server 2012 Datacenter. We will upgrade it to 2019 Datacenter. Okay, as you know, Microsoft did not make this possible on Azure in place upgrade. It's not supported on Azure as to upgrade the Windows Server directly on the VM. So we will pass through several processes today to teach you how to make this scenario succeed. Now you will see the VM. Here the VM, Windows Server 2012 Data Center. As a first step, we will take a snapshot for the VM, for the disk of the VM, and we will download the VHD file to you can use on-premise VM or another nested Azure VM having that has a Hyper-V manager on it. Okay, we go to the Azure portal. It's always better to stop the VM before taking the snapshot, so that if there are many processes working, it might fail, it might damage something in the snapshot. So it's better to stop the VM. Now we are stopping the VM, and we go to disks to take a snapshot of this disk. The VM is stopped now. We go to the disk. We create a snapshot. Why we are going to take a snapshot? Because we will work on the snapshot and not on the disk directly. Snapshot 1 full HDD Gen 1 review and create. Okay, it won't take much time. It's called snapshot 1. Now when you take a snapshot, you can turn on the VM and work on the VM. Okay, now we can export the disk. Try to add here the time of the export because it needs some time since it's like 1.5 gigabytes or whatever the size of the disk you have. It will be downloaded all. Okay, now you take this URL and you go to the Hyper-V manager that you will work on and start the downloading. Okay, I will go back when the download is finished. Now we downloaded the VHD file, as you can see here. Okay, this is a VHD file, and I already have the Windows Server 2019.ISO. We will continue working on this VHD after we cancel the export for the snapshot and deleting it. Okay, now it's cancelled. You can delete the snapshot. And we will go back to the VHD to continue working on it. To rename it, let's say we are going to name to 2019.VHD. Okay, and now we create the new VM, new virtual machine. Let's say we can name it 2019. Next, we can keep here the same settings, Gen 1. You can give it 16 gigabytes or whatever RAM and CPU you want. Here you attach the VHD that we downloaded earlier. Also, you need to increase the processor as much as you want I can give it here for vCPUs, and here you need to attach the Windows Server 2019. It's fine if I need it. Okay, don't use the ISO of evaluation from Microsoft website, because it won't work, and it won't let you keep the files if it's evaluation. Okay, try to use the Datacenter one from your VLSC, or an ISO that's downloaded as Datacenter. Here we log into the Windows Server 2012. It will give you this alert for the paging file. You can ignore it. Okay. Here you will find your files. You can log in using your local administrator or domain admin. And now we will start the process of upgrading our in-place upgrade of Windows Server 2012 to 2019. Now we run the setup. The setup usually takes around 50 minutes up to 1 hour. Here I don't have any programs, just the setup of Google Chrome and Google Chrome. Do not download updates. Next. You need to choose a data center, or it's better to keep the data center. Desktop experience for sure. Next. Here, if you downloaded the evaluation ISO from Microsoft, you won't be able to keep your personal files. Now we'll keep the files, and we will start the upgrade. Okay, I'll be back when the process finishes. It might take around 50 minutes. Okay, after the upgrade has finished, we need to log into the VM and check if the upgrade is successful. Okay, this is a server manager in Windows Server 2019. This is Windows Server 2019 Data Center. Okay, now we can shut down the VM, and we start the process of uploading the VHD to Azure. After the VM is shut down, now we have the VHD of Windows Server 2019 upgraded. Now we go to the portal and we need to create a page blob using a storage account. So now to the Azure portal. Okay, we open the storage account. We open the Azure portal. We go to storage account. We create a new storage account. Let's create in the same resource group I have it. Test for Azure upgrade. You need to create a unique storage account name. West Europe, same region for the VM. We use it standard and locally redundant to minimize the prices. I guess you can pass over the other tabs, but I can create it directly from here. It won't take much time. Okay, now the storage account is ready. We go to the storage browser, Blob containers. We need to add a new container. Let's name it upload, and here you choose Blob and you create. Okay, now it's created. You need to go to the host to upload the VHD using Azure Storage Explorer. Now we go to the host again. You need to use Azure Storage Explorer because it's faster than uploading using any other methods, or you can use as easy copy. Okay, I already added the account here. You can add a new account. Okay. Here. This is the Azure Storage account that we created. We have inside the page blob that we're going to upload the image to it. Blob containers, upload. You can start the upload here. Upload files, and you choose the VHD that we. Okay. Upload. Usually it won't take much time if your upload speed is high. So I'll go back. I'll be back when the upload is finished. Okay, now we can see that the transfer is completed, and we can now go to the Azure portal to create the disk from this VHD. In the Azure portal, we have here If we go to upload, this is a VHD. You can take this URL, then we go to disks to create a managed disk. Okay. Resource group. Let's name it disk 2019 West Europe. Source type storage blob. Here we found the blob and the VHD. If you didn't find the blob, you can use the URL you used, you copied. Okay. Sometimes you can't see the storage blob, so you can use the URL directly. Here you choose Windows Gen 1. You can change the size. As you may know, the size cannot be decreased after creation. Let's check if we choose here you need to choose the OS type because it's not a data, it's a Windows disk. Okay, be careful to choose Windows here and not a data disk, because you cannot create a VM or swap the disk if you didn't choose the Windows. Now review and create. Okay, the disk is now created. You can create a VM, but we are not going to do this process. We are going to swap the disk of the VM we already have. So now we go to virtual machines. The virtual machine I have, Windows Server 2012. We go to disks, swap OS disk. Okay, you can find here the disk you want. And now you need to enter the name to swap it. It will stop the VM, swap the disk, and run the VM again. And after that, we can check if the VM is upgraded to Windows Server 2019. Here it may take around 5 minutes. Okay, now it's swapping the OS disk. Okay, the OS disk is changed. And we can start the VM. If it's not started, we can start it. Here we go to boot diagnostics to see the. It will take some time to get ready. So also we need to wait a few more minutes. until the agent is ready. From the host, we can ping the VM. Okay, it is starting up. And it's getting ready. Let us try to the same IP, the same name. And here it is. After a few minutes, you will see here that this message disappeared, and you will see it here, and it's on the server 2019. Now it's showing the Windows Server 2019 data center, and the agent is ready. And the boot diagnostics also work. So this is the way to upgrade your Azure OS server. It's a little bit harder than usual, but that's the simplest way.